The headline over John Knox's preview. He expects that when the ball is thrown in at 4:30 on Sunday, there will be a hurling explosion. Form will go out the window, respect with it. He is confident, however, Kilkenny can do it if they take on board Sunday's lesson from Porky Keys. Meanwhile, expectations are far lower in Wexford. A mighty test for Wexford is the headline over David Williams' preview. He writes that while some have complained about the new Croke Park surface, Wexford hurlers may have to pray that the bounce of the ball goes their way, because the forecast for this match is not good. He questions if supporters are worried, even more so than usual, because if so, they have every right to be.
I think you'd have to go for Kilkenny based on the form, but I think if Wexford start well, first 10 or 15 minutes, if they can get a couple of scores from playing their forward line. Adrian Fenlon is gone now, Larry Murphy's in at centre forward, so their half forward line looks a little bit unproven. So I think if they can settle down, get a few scores early, get them into the game, their back line is very strong, and I don't think they'll give the Kilkenny forwards as much room maybe as Offaly did in the second half. So I give Wexford a great chance to start well, but you'd have to go for Kilkenny. You know, they look very keyed up there as well, which is obviously they learned from the match last Sunday, and they look very, very keyed up there before the game, so I'd go for Kilkenny.
I was surprised at how nervous Tony Dempsey proclaims himself to be this week, Gerlach Nine, going into this match. He said normally he's confident, although naturally concerned that things go well. But today he says he's nervous.
Yeah, he is nervous. I'd say he's a little unsure because last year they got a right trouncing from Kilkenny in the Leinster final. Now, since then, Wexford have beaten Kilkenny twice at under-21 level. Last year under-21 final, this year again at under-21. They have new players along every line, new young players, so they're going into the game a little bit unsure. So I say that's why he's a bit nervous. But at the same time, he's been unsure. They're very hopeful and very confident. But at the same time, you just have to fancy Kilkenny. Their form this year has been excellent. Their hunger for the game is back to where it was 2 years ago. So you'd have to go for them, but this is not going to be the walkover we had last year.
They're lining up for the start, Ger. Here's the Kilkenny team. That's our cue to hand over to Ger Canning.
Yes, it's a Kilkenny team then, unchanged, selected on Tuesday night. This is how they will line out. Noel Hickey, of course, there at full back in front of James McGarry. As the match gets underway, Kilkenny won the toss. And I can tell you, as we mentioned earlier, Larry Murphy is in for Adrian Fenlon. Fenlon, who failed the fitness test during the week. So a huge occasion. Crowd of around 40,000. Big, huge support from Wexford, I can tell you in particular. Early ball driven in there by Barry Lambert. Not to be confused with Nicky Lambert, who played, of course, in this match last year. We're expecting lots of changes from Wexford. Liam Dunn there at left half back. There was a lot of speculation about who'd play where. Here's Noel Hickey, pressurised by Mitch Jordan. Good work by Mitch. Just getting enough on it. Great block down by Philly Larkin. And getting away there from the attentions of Barry Lambert. Kilkenny wanted to gain possession and just clear their lines. Sending it down towards their half-forward line. And they have very lively and nippy half-forwards. This is Eddie Brennan, a real pacemaker. Doc O'Connor there in the white helmet. David O'Connor's real name, but known as Doc. Out by Darren Stamp, who seems to have started this match at right half back. There was the anticipation that Rory Mallon would go out into the middle of the field, and we're just looking around to see has he done so. He has. Well, it's a strange situation, Cyril. Lots and lots of switches and changes. That was a great block there by Philly Larkin.
Yeah, Joe, Wexford have revamped their team. Darren Stamp has gone wing back, Doc O'Connor has gone left corner back, and Rory Mellon has gone midfield. A little bit like Waterford last Sunday. It's going to be interesting how Larry Murphy gets on centre forward. Kilkenny have won the toss and have elected to play with the breeze, Joe. It's pretty stiff enough down there.
It is quite stiff, and it's very chilly and cold as well. Declan Ruth firing in this free for Wexford. Philly Larkin touching it down. Getting assistance over there from Richie Mullally. But it's Liam Dunn again. Pressing forward. Trying to link up with his half-forwards, and Wexford have got themselves a free. Some real tenacious play there by Rory Mallon. This is the man picked at left corner back, but operating in midfield. A little ticking there against the name of J.J. Delaney. The referee wired up for sound so he can communicate instantly with his two linesmen. So Paul Codd has this opportunity of starting the scoring. Playing against the wind, remember. He makes very little of that. Fires it over the bar. Wexford go in front. Well, they were trounced very heavily last season in the corresponding game. 223 to 312 it was. Brian Cody has done a very good job in his years with Kilkenny. Today looking for another opportunity to hold on to the Bob O'Keefe Cup. It's going to be a free in for Kilkenny, and Henry Shefflin will take it. Rated one of the best forwards in the business. Strange to have a Kilkenny team playing here at Croke Park without DJ Carey among their forwards. Shefflin didn't hit it all that terribly high, but did just enough to get it over the crossbar of Damien Fitzhenry. So both points coming from frees. Should be a busy day for the likes of Paul Codd and Henry Shefflin here. Pressure again on the Kilkenny backs. Meeting the challenge well, however. Derek Ling firing it down. Colin Keogh, tidy player. Forced off injured last year. That's MJ Furlong. Big day for him. Again, some really fine play. Lots of pace in the game early on as Peter Barry cleared that one. Straight to Philly Larkin, this one has come. Remember, Peter Barry playing centre-half back for Kilkenny. They're largely unaltered. Derek Ling, great one in. And very good clearance by Damien Fitzhenry. Got good purchase on it. Comes back towards Henry Shefflin, and he has put it wide. So team still level. Derek Ling firing it in that time. And this was wonderful goalkeeping by Damien Fitzhenry. Real live wire in the Wexford goal. Pressure once again on the Kilkenny backs. They've done well so far, and they're doing well again. And it's Philly Larkin, I should say. But he didn't commit the foul. It's going to be a free on the 20-metre line. Here's what happened. I think it was Noel Hickey, in fact, who collided with the incoming forward. Frontal charge there on MJ Furlong. And there is a yellow card for Noel Hickey for that. Ger Harrington, the school teacher from Cork, from Carrigaline, is in charge. An easy one here for Paul Codd, high up into the stands and over the bar. So 3 points in the match so far, all of them coming from place balls. James McGarry towards Brian McAvoy, and that is a great catch by Darren Stamp. Good clearance. They keep on playing it down that corner, down there towards Barry Lambert, but there's no doubt about it, Philly Larkin is in charge. Well, Darren Stamp has made the switch back into the right half-back position. Rory Mallon going to midfield, and this was Stamp in action, all style, all class. James McGarry has come a good 45 metres out from his own goal to take this free. Down towards Charlie Carter's corner. And that has gone wide. Now let's look at this one again here. Who got the final touch? Might well have gone off Martin Comerford. Martin, who's a brother of Andy Comerford, of course, plays for the O'Loughlin Girls Club. Larry Murphy in the thick of the action in his replacement, as we told you earlier, for Adrian Fenlon. He's a big loss. Barry Lambert striking this one dangerously in there. Pressure on Noel Hickey, already booked in the game. Up against Larry O'Gorman, who is the Wexford captain. Mention of Larry, here's another Larry Murphy. McGarry comes, misses, but there is assistance and support there in the figure of JJ Delaney. Game with a lot of pace, good cutting edge to it as well. Paul Codd nipping in, and Paul Codd fires it over the bar. First point to come from play, and he is Wexford's only scorer. A well-taken point here. He foraged, took it in past his man, and on his left-hand side drove it over there. Well, the start here will be delighting two people who are in hospital in Wexford, Brian Quigley, an old friend of mine, Christy Keogh. Best wishes to both of you from all in the Wexford camp. That's a great catch by Declan Ruth. And this time Larry Murphy, adjudged to have been doing the pushing. All eyes, great skill taken down by Declan Ruth, member of the extended panel when Wexford last won the All-Ireland. That was in 1996 under Liam Griffin.
Joe, Wexford have made a nice starter. You know, they're 3 points to 1 up against the breeze. It's important that they not let any leak in any goals at the back.
Richie Mullally, huge one down there towards Martin Comerford. Gets a good catch in it, and then dispossessed, but has it gone over the line? Not quite. Dangerous moment. Charlie Carter going back, looking for a point at least, and that has gone wide. The cheers you're hearing are Wexford cheers, and they're here in their thousands and thousands, wanting to emulate what their neighbours Waterford did in Munster last weekend. That was very close indeed.
There's a bit of a schmozzle on here.
Darren Stamp is the number 8, picking himself off the ground there. Brian McAvoy is there as well, last man up. Now what will the referee decide? He's linking up, as you see, with the linesman. Something that happened behind the referee's back. Now calling in the 2 men. Cern lecture being handed out. We've had 1 booking in the match so far. That was Noel Hickey a little while back. Looks like a yellow card for both men. Brian McAvoy then and Darren Stamp. The crowd are really up for this. Both teams the same. The puck out by Damien Fitzhenry. Lost. One back, however, once again by Darren Stamp. Trying to press forward at every opportunity. Derek Ling now. That's a great catch. Once again, it is Martin Comerford causing a bit of consternation down there.
Yeah, Joe, that's his second great catch. Wexford were very lucky the last time they didn't wind up in the net. Sheffield tapped this over the bar. Kilkenny are slowly coming back into the game. Great catch here, Joe. That's his second one to catch him. There isn't much you can do.
Against Darragh Ryan, and Ryan has had his name ticked. No card, just a little ticking by referee Ger Harrington. Referee just wanting Declan Ruth to move a little faster, get away from the action, leave the free to be taken by Henry Shefflin. A fine point by Henry Shefflin. Trying to rally his colleagues now. That's his second, 1 between them, 3-2. Tony Dempsey did a wonderful job last season in the championship. He's had an eventful year. Richie Mullally coming, not gathering, however. Going back, Peter Barry trying to deny Larry Murphy. Nicely rolled up. Great clearance. A great deal of length in it, however. John Hoyne over there trying to challenge Liam Dunn. Dunn sweeping it forward, looking for a score, but he's just put it wide. First opportunity he's had to come forward. Used to be the team centre-half back, of course. Now settling into his new role on the left-hand side. Good burst forward, however. He went close.
It's very noticeable already, Joe, that Damien Fitzhenry, even against the breeze, is getting fantastic length into his puck out.
James McGarry trying to place it into his half-forward line towards Henry Shefflin, very much the target man. Rory Mallon leaving it behind this time. A good clearance by Doc O'Connor. Coming forward is Barry Lambert. Great point by Lambert. He might have been giving second best in the early exchanges to Philly Larkin, but he's got his first score and it's 4 points to 2.
Yeah, John, I'd say he was thinking of maybe going on here, because when he got inside that, he was just thinking maybe going for a goal, but took the safer option.
Well, that'll certainly settle him down. Sailed in over the head that time. Once again, the pressure on here. Philly Larkin. Pursuing him there was Larry O'Gorman. Out as far as Larry Murphy once again. Two really experienced players down the centre of that Wexford attack. Batted out by Declan Ruth. Hand passed wide by Paul Codd. Pressure again on Philly Larkin. A lot of the ball going over that corner. Wonderfully taken that time by Rory Mallon, but he's left it. Brian McAvoy. Again, driving it in there, but this time it is the fullback, Darrow Ryan. Had such a fine season last year. Opting to kick across. Mitch Jordan. He's left it behind. John Hoyne. In the end, helped out there by Richie Mullally. Back in by Liam Dunn. Pressure once again on Noel Hickey. One again by Kilkenny. Towards Martin Comerford. Darragh Ryan stepping to his task. The broken ball, however, ends up putting further pressure on the Wexford defence. Martin Comerford. They had players back. Darragh Ryan, one of them. Aware that he was going to be hooked. And now the scoring opportunity presenting itself to Martin Comerford. What a block that was there by Declan Ruth. Great play. That's a great catch. J.J. Delaney of Kilkenny dropping it back there towards John Hoyne. One, however, by Liam Dunn, fired up. Trying to fire his colleagues up as well.
Some great catching, Joe, like the finest art in hurling. You know, these balls have been blocked and caught here.
This was amazing. Experienced man, of course. Paul Codd to take this one. He's come way back. He's inside his own 65-metre line. Against the breeze. Stout defence by Kilkenny. Larry Murphy coming back, trying to take it away from Derek Ling. Interesting to see that Paul Codd was opting to take that free from so far back when he could have been inside, augmenting his attack. John Hoyne. Nice ball outside here towards Eddie Brennan. And Eddie Brennan has knocked it over the bar for his first point of the match. Young Dublin-based Garda making it 4 points to 3.
They're a very tight angle here. Got a lovely hand passing. Did very well to score that.
Well, in the league final, he was destroying the Cork defence in the opening 10 minutes of that match. Then it fade out of the game by that point, however. Darragh Ryan. They had been beaten for a few balls by Martin Comerford earlier on. He's won the last few. Great dispossession there. MJ Furlong beaten for it. All eyes on the ball. Declan Ruth back, beating Charlie Carter. Everybody wondering just where it had gone to. MJ Furlong on his hands and knees. They get it back as far as Henry Shefflin. Trying to spread up on the play diagonally. Man spare inside, that's Brian McAvoy. Loose marking by the Wexford backs, and McAvoy makes them pay. Brian from the James Stephens Club, levelling up the match at 4 points apiece. They're level for the second time in the game. John Hoyne making it possible. The marking was terribly, terribly slack. Darren Stamp, by the way, is the man who should have been marking Brian McAvoy. Another fantastic catch. J.J. Delaney this time. Then Fowles was taking it away by Rory McCarthy. Have a look at this once again here. The balance, the control, the clearance by Declan Ruth. Derek Ling taking this one. Again, they challenge right inside. Charlie Carter trying to sweep it out. John Hoyne almost getting in his way. Martin Comerford coming out as well to forage. Darren Stamp trying to get it clear. Real tight competitive stuff. Nothing given away lightly here. Larry Murphy can't hold it. Back in there by JJ Delaney. They try to break it back into the centre again. John Hoyne firing it in from way out. Dangerous enough ball, especially with Martin Comerford about, and that's 4 wides now by Kilkenny. This is John Hoyne, good distance out when he was striking it. Wasn't too far away, and there was danger there. Fitzhenry trying to vary his puck out somewhat towards the left-hand side this time, but it's won by Andy Comerford. Doc O'Connor back to Declan Ruth. Inside once again towards Barry Lambert. Larry Murphy wanting it. A couple of other people around as well. Rory Mallon, for instance. Not a good ball in. Philly Larkin having plenty of time to bring it down under control and link up with Derek Ling. Colin Keogh. 2 men on him. One of them Charlie Carter. Here's Charlie. Really excelled in last year's final. This time dropping it very short indeed. The 10 lead. Belted forward there. Up towards the man on the left there, Michael Jordan. MJ Furlan challenging, but losing out this time. It's a huge one in. Damien Fitzhenry has men coming out on him, managed to bat it out, but only as far as Charlie Carter. Carter trying to bring it under control, robbed there by Dara Ryan. A really intriguing contest this always is when these two teams meet, and that's going to be a free for the foul on Charlie Carter, much to the annoyance of Darren Stamp. He'll need to keep his temper in check now here, because he's already received a card. Charlie was coming in it, but that's a great bit of defending by Dara Ryan once again. Henry Shefflin will take this. He's got 2 frees so far, 2 points. This to put Kilkenny in front. He duly obliges. So 5 points to 4. This goes to show if you're going to commit fouls in those areas, Cyril, this man is going to punish you. Yeah, and like Damien Fitzhenry, even though it's good save and Joe, like he's blocked, that's 2 or 3 times he's blocked the ball out. It's very, very dangerous with forwards of Charlie Carter's calibre around place, because he could wind up in the back of the net. Well, this is the first time that Kilkenny have held the lead. And Peter Barry wants to extend that lead to at least a 2nd point. Just 1 between them. And Philly Larkin letting this one bounce out over the sideline. Wonder what Tony Dempsey and the players are making of the pitch, because it's wider and it's longer than when they would have last played here. There's no doubt about that, George. It's lovely. It's like a carpet, but like they're kind of sinking down into it, and the ball actually won't fly on that grass and kind of stick to it. It's beautiful. It's like a billiard table. Here's JJ Delaney from the Fenians Club. Oh, giving that one away there to MJ Furlan. Hand pass beautifully outside, Rory McCarthy, and he's taken down by Richie Mullally. And Mullally will be spoken to for that. Referee's patience may eventually wear thin. It's another yellow card. So Richie Mullally becomes the 4th player to be booked in this match. Here's how it happened once again. MJ Furlan was coming across over here, played the ball inside. Mullally fouled Rory McCarthy.
Yeah, he's lucky enough, Ger, because like, it is dangerous play. Lally isn't a dirty player as such, but that's very dangerous. Another referee would be walking off.
Here's Paul Codd, Wexford's regular free taker. Showing us exactly why he's so dependable. 4 points now in the match, and the teams level yet again. Free takers have been busy.
Wexford will be happy enough, Ger, if they can keep Kilkenny from scoring goals, especially in the first half of that breeze. I feel we're still in the game.
Well, they say in Wexford that they've noticed over the years how Kilkenny can put maybe a golden 10-minute spell together and suddenly blow you out of the water. Hasn't happened so far. Larry O'Gorman got a couple of goals in the semi-final, trying to go by Andy Comerford. And in the end, Andy deemed to have fouled, and it's going to be a free into Wexford. Paul Codd to step up and take it once again. He's the Kilkenny captain, of course, Andy. Trying to gee up his colleagues down among the forwards. Will this be point number 5 for Paul Codd? It will be. And is. So Wexford leads 6-5. Let's have a look at this one more time here. Larry O'Gorman up against Andy Comerford. Two men who've been in the wars down the years. Great competitors both. Forward by Paul Codd. Larry O'Gorman leaving it behind. Taken instead there by Michael Kavanagh. Had support. Eventually they managed to win it and lose it. Larry Murphy hitting, and Larry Murphy putting it over the bar. Point number 1 for the day. So 2 between them.
Yeah, there's a great score. At this stage, Larry O'Gorman's going out corner forward. And Barry John's going in full. And the same with Kilkenny, 2 corner forwards to swap. But Wexford are taking the game to Kilkenny and now gradually getting on top.
So just to confirm that, Miss Jordan now is played full forward. Larry O'Gorman's gone to top of the loft. They freshen up the action a little bit. The crowd still roaring with great intensity. Henry Shefflin here. Declan Root, the nearest man to him from Wexford. Inside, Brian McAvoy striking, and Brian McAvoy putting it over the bar. That's his second of the day. 2 shots at the target, 2 points scored by Brian. This was very neatly taken. Always tried to make a little bit of space for himself. Usually succeeds. So far we haven't seen an awful lot of Charlie Carter. Charlie now top of the right. Good clearance. J.J. Delaney firing it down into the middle of the field. This is M.J. Furlong. Hands and knees job. Philly Larkin. Always looks composed. Peter Barry. Really accomplished centre-half back. What about that for a catch from Martin Comerford? But it drops short. Easy one for the goalkeeper, no great pressure, and Charlie Carter was actually being held back that time by Colm Keogh. Referee didn't spot it. J.J. Delaney, he's fouled. And it's going to be a free to Kilkenny. That was that catch just a little while ago there from Martin Comerford. As the point has been made, some great catching in the game. Philly Larkin, 27 minutes gone. Team behind by a point. Kilkenny the champions, of course. Pressure on Darragh Ryan once again. Colm Keogh is there. They try to scoop it away out there with Doc O'Connor. But the pressure remains on. Back here neatly as far as Brian McAvoy. Causing real problems to Darren Stamp. And Brian McAvoy, just recalled to this Kilkenny team, has made it 7 points apiece.
Yeah, Joey's having a great game. He has great, very good pace. Gets a good hand pass here from Comerford. He has to make room for himself and comes around his favourite left-hand side. Has the pace and the ability.
Frustration for Damien Fitzhenry. Ball just keeps coming back into the teeth of the Wexford defence. Larry Murphy contesting this one over here, but that's a great catch. Peter Barry outside to Derek Ling. Ling flying forward there, getting past Paul Codd. Codd's after him still. Ling's shot has gone over the bar. What a great run by the man from Emeralds. This was terrific play here. Much to admire in the dashing style of Derek Ling. Led them all a merry dance and then struck it right over the bar. Martin Comfort has now come out onto the 40. Henry Shefflin full forward. Larry Murphy centre half forward for Wexford. Andy Comerford up to kick it away. Back it comes again to Rory Mallon. Here's Noel Hickey. Pressure applied there by Barry Lambert. Great clearance. What a catch. That is Declan Ruth once again. Up towards Mitch Jordan. The angle shot inside. Larry O'Gorman tried to reach up for it. So too is Noel Hickey. In the end it is Philly Larkin. Great pace to the game. Pressure back on again. Mitch Jordan. Soloing through into space, but nobody quite able to take it except Andy Comerford. Towards Brian McAvoy. This time it's won by Darren Stamp. Forward there for MJ Furlong. And a bad miss. All that pressure coming to naught, but it's only their second wide. Crowd are enjoying it. Yeah, Joe, it's a good game. Full back line so far, Joe. Michael Kavanagh, Hickey and Philly Larkin. The three of them are on top, especially Kavanagh and Hickey, you know, of the Wexford forward line. Larry O'Gorman at the moment is making no impression in there. Just seems to be caught behind the ball the whole time. Pressure on Declan Ruth once again. This time Martin Comerford, of course it's his man. McAvoy. And a great block down there by Liam Dunn. Just when it was needed most. Great timing there by Dunn. Just when you felt that McAvoy was going to swing into the clear once again, Dunn got really tight on him. Yeah, and McAvoy there was tempting him. He wanted to go back on his favourite left side there, Ger. Still no joy for Charlie Carter. Been marked all this while by Colm Keogh from Bunclody. Great opportunity, great save. Shefflin was denied. Excellent work by Damien Fitzhenry. It rouses the Wexford crowd once again. Cheering, as they say, to the rafters to try and encourage their team to draw Waterford in it. Kilkenny the favourites. Hot favourites in many, many quarters as Declan Ruth gets it away. Still on the line, it seemed. Let's just have a look at this once again as Andy Comerford knocked it in there. Shefflin thought he was in for the goal of the day. Not to be. Well, it would have been the first of the day had it got in for Henry Shefflin. It was a great catch, but credit Damien Fitzhenry. Great goalkeeping. Richie Mullally. They try to get inside here, and it's the live wire, Eddie Brennan. And that is the day's first 65. Yeah, so far, Gerard Colm Keogh and Doc O'Connor are well on top of the two corner forwards, Eddie Brennan and Charlie Carter, even though they're still dangerous. But Darragh Ryan is having his hands full. He's getting beat for a lot of high balls. You just wonder if he's fully fit, Darragh Ryan. You know, usually he's very good under the high ones, but they're always dangerous in there at the moment. Derek Ling sweeping it in, but he has swept it to the right-hand side. 5 wide now for Kilkenny. Just about 2.5 minutes of normal time remaining at the end of this first half. Haven't seen a board going up yet to tell us how much added time there will be. We've had very few stoppages. Richie Mullally put under pressure by Paul Codd over there, bats it down. Comerford to McAvoy once again. Brian McAvoy really unsung this afternoon. That's a great ball. Coming in here is Eddie Brennan, taking on Doc O'Connor, and he has put it over the bar. His second point of the afternoon, and it's 9 points to 7 in favour of the champions.
Lovely ball there in for McAvoy. Eddie would prefer to go on his left. Sends a little dummy here, goes back and cuts inside, and great score on his right hand side.
This player has great pace. Pressure on Peter Barry once again. In the middle of that half-back line, kicked ahead by MJ Furlong. Again to try to work it out. And Larry Murphy was in on top of the Kilkenny player. Not if the referee is going to throw the ball in, it just gets a little bit heated. Occasionally there's been a bit of an edge to it. Let's see just what happened here again. Peter Barry going down. MJ Furlong was close, but closer still was Larry Murphy. Peter Barry would be a big, big loss. Well, it'll be a concern to the Wexford fans and mentors that they haven't scored now for quite some time. Their last score was in the 25th minute. An extra 1 minute to be played. Kilkenny have made 18 scoring chances against 11 for Wexford. No goals in the match, though. Yes, the referee's going to throw it in, but wants just 2 in there to contest. It comes out as far as Andy Comerford, further away towards Brian McAvoy. Taken on Darren Stamp. Great skill, stayed in play, held his balance well. Declan Ruth firing it back downfield. Larry O'Gorman trying to get something on this against Noel Hickey, but he hasn't really had a scoring chance on the match. Knocked down here, but only as far as J.J. Delaney of Kilkenny. Eddie Brennan leaving it. Martin Comerford to Charlie Carter, getting it up at the second opportunity. Great block down by Colm Keogh. And in the end, on his knees there, was Darren Stamp. Great pressure. J.J. Delaney, once again finding he's got a spare man, and inevitably that's Brian McAvoy. Stamp will have to be a lot tighter than that. Doc O'Connor getting it away. Great catch here. Good play, Peter Barry. Martin Comerford waiting for it to come his way. Didn't come, however. Noel Hickey winning the race here against Larry O'Gorman. Not too much time left in this first half now. Rory McCarthy winning the free. Paul Codd will be the taker. Seconds ticking away at the end of this first half. Plenty of end-to-end stuff, as you expect in this Leinster Championship. Paul Codd standing just inside his own 65-metre line. A huge one. It's come off the post, it's gone. It's eventually got over the bar, and it's Mitch Jordan who gets his first point. There was almost a goal for the taking there. That's certainly what the Wexford fans will feel. From a big distance out, Paul Codd dropped it in. They were expecting it to go over the bar, came back down an angle of goalpost and crossbar, and was very nearly in the back of the net. So just one between them, and that has gone wide. Referee still playing added time. He's now played over 2 minutes. Damien Fitzhenry pucking out. Still a few seconds left, the referee decides. MJ Furlong taking it, winning the race here against J.J. Delaney. Great run, now can he finish? And he does, but very poorly. Counts as a chance. Yeah, just 3 wides for Wexford during this first half.
He did a lot of hard work there, Jerry, and didn't finish with full finish. Wexford will be quite happy if they can win at half-time, just a point out, Ger, because like there's a nice breeze. They'll have a nice breeze in the second half, and they are taking the game to Kilkenny so far.
Well, how much more time is the referee going to play on? Over 3 minutes added time played at this stage. Richie Mullally. Big one, an accurate one, and it's over the bar. The Cats have stretched their lead. Mullally, the wing back, hurler and footballer, making it 10 points to 8. Big distance out that time. Well, still a bit more time to be played. Derek Ling. Colin Keogh coming out there, denying Charlie Carter any kind of ball whatsoever. But Charlie goes back, does a good bit of defending, hooks well, out towards Mullally. The value of some tireless work there by Charlie Carter. And Kilkenny end up by getting themselves a free in. Well, if Charlie hadn't tracked back that time, done a beautiful hook, Kilkenny would hardly be in this particular situation of getting yet another score. Henry Shefflin, 3 points so far in the game. 4 minutes of added time played.
Seems a lot, Ger, this added time.
That's the end of the first half. Very competitive.
Henry Shefflin didn't know, Ger, that he had to score direct there. He gave a little sharp pass into comfort, but the referees haven't none of it. It's the last cup of the first half.
Well, we saw excellent goalkeeping there in front of an attendance of 37,567 by Damien Fitzhenry, and at half-time his team trailed, but they'll have the breeze for the second half. It's 10 points to 8. Let's go down to Jim Carney.
And with us, two heroes of the game down to the years, Michael Walsh, All-Ireland medal with Kilkenny. Michael, what do you make of that first half?
Well, it's been a very good first half. I think both sets of backs have played very well, and you know, we can look forward to a good second half. I think Kilkenny kind of got a bit of the upper hand towards half-time, and hopefully we can keep it going now for the second half.
Just a word, Michael, about Brian McIlroy's performance and his points there. Brian McIlroy.
Yeah, he's playing very, very well. There was a bit of a schmozzle there in the first half, and after that he seemed to really come into the game, and he got 3 great points in a row there, and you know, he's probably our best forward in the first half there.
You're happy, Michael. Tom Dempsey, All-Ireland medal winner with Wexford. Tom, from Wexford's point of view.
We have to be happy, Jim, with the first half of the field in Wexford's situation, because the backs are playing very, very well. Liam Dunn, Declan Ruth, fabulous, David O'Connor and Colin Keogh. The only thing is we're not penetrating in the forward line, and I think that we will have to get a goal to win the game, and we haven't looked like getting a goal yet.
And Noel Hickey very much on top of his man in there, Tom.
Well, Larry only needs maybe 1 or 2 chances a game, but I think we will have to look maybe down the middle in the forward line, Jim. We're certainly not winning enough ball, and Peter Barry and Noel Hickey are hurling very well at the moment.
Would you both agree, all to play for?
All to play for, Jim, and I mean, we're in a better position than we were this time last year.
Michael, Tom, thanks very much. Yep.
Two great players of yesteryear, and that was Richie Mullally firing that one in, and what a great catch, great leap in the air, could have gone anywhere, off the goal line there by Damien Fitzhenry, who's had a magnificent first half. Lots and lots of action, more to look forward to. Analysis at half-time in the studio with Michael Dignan and, of course, Ger Loughnane.
Dignan and Ger Loughnane. You know, there's only 2 points in it, Michael Dignan, but nonetheless you feel that Wexford have worked an awful lot harder for their 8 points than Kilkenny have for their 10.
Yeah, I think both backlines generally are well on top, but there just seems to be a little bit more scope to Kilkenny's forward play. The Wexford half-forward line are making no impression, particularly under the puck-out. You know, every puck-out's been won. Peter Barry and JJ Delaney in particular are catching every puck-out. They're not being contested whatsoever. And Offaly had a similar problem in the second half against Kilkenny. They're way on top, so they're not in position to get any decent ball inside. And Mitch Jordan has got no ball at all in his corner. Barry Lambert has got very little, only kind of half breaks going into them there, and Noel Hickey is all over Larry O'Gorman, so it's very hard to see where they're going to get easy scores from, whereas there's a bit more range to the Kilkenny forward.
Having said that, as Tom Dempsey said in the interview there, Ger, at least they're in a better position than they were this time 12 months ago. They started brightly. We saw Paul Codd scoring a lovely point from play, and they were well up for it.
Really, they set out that start from the very start. We're going to attack everything, close down the Kilkenny forwards. Now here we have the best point of the game, Paul Codd, who usually has any renown for scoring from frees, but he had a great score there from play, attacking the centre of the Kilkenny defence, straight down through the centre, ball over the bar. But, I mean, the story of the game is simple. You know, the backs on both sides completely on top. The Wexford half-back line, magnificent. 2 corners backs, fantastic. I think the big fault with Wexford, as Michael said, is that half-forward line. They're winning no ball there. Now, the Kilkenny half-forward line have been very bad as well, apart from Brian McAvoy. Yeah. And the reason Kilkenny have that 3-point lead is mainly because of McAvoy. He has 3 points got from play. He has laid off an awful lot of ball. He's the only half-forward today that's playing really well. Now, here we are. Henry Shefflin, a great ball across him. Great control from McAvoy, gets away from his man, puts it over the bar. Simple stuff. That's the Kilkenny style of play, doing the thing simply. Now, it's hard to imagine today that Kilkenny didn't score from play for 16 minutes. Now, you don't associate that with Kilkenny.
Of course, obviously.
So today is a great chance of Wexford.
Yeah.
They're only 2 points down. They have the wind behind them. They're totally on top.
And they got a rub of the green as well in that first half. Michael Duignan, and the goal saved by Damien Fitzhenry, it was very, very important. Oddly enough, Cyril Farrell was just after saying, I hope they don't leak a goal, and they nearly did, but this is a good save.
They did, Cyril just commented on it, and high ball in, Henry Shefflin, a brilliant catch, and you see it coming in from a line ball from Andy Comfort. Darragh Ryan today, for some reason, it's the first time ever I've seen him in trouble in the air. Martin Comfort's caught 2 or 3 balls over his head. Right. Henry Shefflin caught that one, and nothing has come off any of them. There's been a few bad wides there, but that looked like a goal. You know, sometimes you get a bit of luck like that, and it can help you. But just on Brian McAvoy, it was a huge game for him today. He was sent off against Meath in a World Cup match and got 3 months suspension.
That's right.
He played very badly against Galway last year in the Ireland semi-final, and he's a player with a huge reputation, so there was huge pressure on him today. He's from the same club as Brian Cody, so you know, there's a few question marks been asked, but his answer to critics has been brilliant there in the first half. He's the only forward on the field really who's made an impression. No,
he scored 3 fantastic points in that first half, and I'm sure that Wexford will be trying to stop him from scoring another 3 in the second half. We take a commercial break.
Cummins and a shot. This is Billy Fitzpatrick. That's the goal. Frank Cummins with the shot. It was parried, and then it came to Billy Fitzpatrick here, and he blasted it along the ground to the net.
Yeah, look at all the daisies in the field in Croke Park on that day. If you saw a daisy today, it would probably be shot. They're ready to go in the second half in Croke Park. Let's rejoin the action.
Welcome back once again. 10 points to 8 then, and it's Kilkenny who are leading this match. No changes at half-time, as you were in midfield. Andy Comerford and Derek Ling on the left-hand side. Rory Mallon accompanying Rory McCarthy. We're just waiting for a referee. And finally I see Ger Harrington emerging from his little tunnel across over there. Well, we saw in the little clip there, just coming into the second half, some action from the 70s involving Wexford and Kilkenny. Tony Dempsey wondering whether he'll be able to do it, work the Oracle this afternoon. But they met in every one of the finals, the Leinster finals, during the 70s, and there were some epic encounters, big scores as well. Brian Cody, who is highly prized in his own county and was as a player as well, tremendous fullback. Second half gets underway. Number now, whatever little bit of breeze is there, is going to be favouring Wexford in the second half. The wind may have died down a bit.
Yeah, Joe, it looks to have that way, like it's got a bit milder and the wind seems to have gone. If anything, it might have even turned around the far side, but like whatever little bit is in it should be with Wexford.
Attention once again now for Peter Barry. Remember, he did receive an injury in the first half, shaking his head there. I just wonder, will he be able to continue? He wants to stay there. Marking Larry Murphy, of course, this afternoon. That was the only change from the selected teams picked during the week. Paul Codd. Great hit, and it's over the bar by Paul Codd. It's a 6th point of the match so far. 1 between them. Wexford fans, I'm sure now at this stage, are beginning to believe that it is possible. But up against an excellent team and an excellent panel at that. Andy Comerford couldn't hold it. Henry Shefflin struggling somewhat there against Declan Ruth. Good ball across towards Barry Lambert. But you're not going to beat Philly Larkin that easily. But he's chasing still, looking for the equaliser, and that has gone wide. The Wexford fans across on the far side, maybe because of the angle, felt it was a point. But it's gone wide. No argument on the part of Barry Lambert.
Yeah, Joe, he'd have the feet on Philly. If it's in tight, Philly Larkin hurt him well because he's good close hurler. May lack a little bit of pace, but it's hard to expose him.
James McGarry cousin of DJ, of course. All leaping up in the air. Left behind there, Richie Mullally under some pressure. Paul Codd driving it down, but knew from the minute it left his stick that there was no way in the world that his team captain Larry O'Gorman was going to be able to contain it. An interesting switch that they've made this year, bringing Larry O'Gorman up from the midfield, up from the half-back line as well, playing him in there on Noel Hickey. Touchdown here by Rory Mallon. Protests by Peter Barry, but deemed to have committed the foul there against Larry Murphy.
So far today, Ger, Henry Shefflin has been very quiet. You'd have to say that Declan Rose has got the better of that duel so far. There's good bit of time left, but he hasn't been himself.
His points have come from frees, 3 points so far. Paul Codd looking for another, however, for Wexford, but he's driven it to the right this time. Wexford getting plenty of opportunities in the early couple of minutes of this second half. McGarry from Bennett's Bridge, famed hurling club. Paul Codd getting in the way of Declan Ruth that time. Between them they almost mix it up, but it's Rory Mallon who has it. Once again, Barry Lambert. And another wide. Very wasteful indeed. By now they should be level and indeed ahead.
Yeah, Ger, they put more wides on to start the second half than they had been all the first half. Only 3 in the first half. All of a sudden they shot it up.
That's 4 wides in all in the second half so far, and as you can see, not even 4 minutes played. Richie Mullally. Kilkenny tend to be less wasteful. This is Keogh coming across here, taking it away from Charlie Carter. And Doc O'Connor gets it out. Oh, a great catch. And then Peter Barry was held back by Larry Murphy. That was a marvellous catch. Larry blinking a little bit there. I know he wears contact lenses when he plays. Wonder if one of them became just dislodged a little. Derek Ling. What a score.
It's a great one, Ger. First chance Kilkenny have got in the second half, and he's about 80 or 90 yards out of the puck, but judged the breeze beautifully.
So as you were at half-time, Kilkenny enjoying a 2-point lead, but watch Peter Barry here. Dropped his hurley, or was it dropped for him? Andy Comfort, and to drag it away. Further out of danger. Rory McCarthy racing across. Philly Larkin going into challenge. And again a lovely steal there by Philly Larkin on Rory McCarthy. McCarthy was almost in on 2 occasions there. Brian McAvoy against Darren Stamp. Stamp has it. Nice hand pass in there to Larry Murphy, and Murphy fires it in, batted away by goalkeeper James McGarry. Quick adjustment to feet by Philly Larkin, but deemed to have been holding. Quite annoyed by his goalkeeper's action there, Philly Larkin, feeling that the goalkeeper had enough time to have caught it.
Yeah, Ger, anytime you knock the ball out, if it goes to the defender, it looks fine, but when it doesn't, you're in trouble. And Philly's given out there to, you know, to McGarry that he should have caught the ball and cleared it.
Well, from free so far, Paul Codd converting 5 out of 7 he's taken. And this time he doesn't miss. That's 7 points in all for Paul Codd. Good contribution, 1 between them. And the very colourful fans here in a crowd of about 37,000. Making quite a din. We're going to have a change, and it'll be Stephen Graham who will come on in place of Charlie Carter. Just wasn't Charlie's day. Hero last year, withdrawn in this year's Guinness Leinster Hurling final. Graham is lining up in the half-forward line, and I think he's given the nod to Brian McAvoy, perhaps to switch into the corner. McGarry's puck out. Declan Ruth. This is one here by Henry Shefflin. Inside towards Brian McAvoy. Has made the switch inside. Turned neatly and puts it over the bar. 4 points now. 4 shots at the target. He's been very, very productive this afternoon. Having a wonderful match. Made it for himself, really. Took it away from the attentions of Colm Keogh that time. Barry Lambert. Causing some problems for Philly Larkin on occasions. But the shooting is very, very poor. A lot of wasted opportunities, and very frustrating and annoying for the coach, the selectors and the fans here.
Jerry, he should have realised, he did realise that Phil Larkin had dropped his stick. He had all the time in the world. He should have carried on and made sure of it.
And skiing there, one of the backroom team. Stephen Graham rising up, didn't make it, however. And that's going to be a throw ball. Fiercely contested there. Henry Shefflin, Rory Mallon. Derek Ling. Martin Comerford after this one. That's Darragh Ryan alongside him, but Comerford is a very tricky character. Needs a bit of support and assistance right now. Jersey was being pulled, I thought. Couldn't take it back into his hands again. That's good work there by Doc O'Connor. Real name, of course, David O'Connor, but the initials make up what he likes to be called himself, Doc. This man would like to be out there playing, but he wasn't playing well enough. Richie Mullally. Referee wants some of the other players back the requisite distance. Good height in this, and again it is Declan Ruth sweeping it down. It was intended there for MJ Furlong. Larry Murphy without the hurley, waiting there for Barry Lambert to come to his assistance. Good ball out into space to Furlong once again. MJ about to be challenged by Philly Larkin. Beat the attempted block, however, but he has put it wide. This is getting very, very frustrating and annoying. How can you win a Leinster title when your shooting is as bad as that?
Yeah, Joe, when they're not on sound, they just should put them across the ball, across the pitch, and keep it in play.
The important thing is they're still in touch. Just 2 points between them. Well, that was Henry Shefflin there trying to link up with Stephen Graham. Substitute trying to burst his way through, but the referee says charging, and it's going to be a free to Wexford instead. Too many steps taken also. This is Graham there. If you count the steps for yourself, mind you, it wasn't very easy for him to try and get that ball away first time. Good defending. The face of Declan Ruth. To place it inside there. Belted across over there by Paul Codd. Saved by McGarry. Derek Ling keeping it in, and then it went off the legs of MJ Furlong. So it's going to be a Kilkenny sideline ball. JJ Delaney shaping up like he might be the one to take it.
So if Wexford want to win this match, they have to shake up that forward line. They're just not threatening as such, like, and Larry Murphy and Larry O'Gorm down the centre are just not doing enough.
The scoring chances in the early stage of the second half. Kilkenny have 2 points from 2 chances. Wexford, you won't be surprised to hear, they're 2 points, but 10 misses. So it's going to be a sideline ball for Wexford on this occasion. Let's just look at this one more time. Came off the Wexford back. Brian McAvoy forcing it off Colm Keogh. Andy Comerford not messing around this time, just firing it into those dangerous forwards like Eddie Brennan. Great block down this time by David O'Connor, and the Doc gets it out to Paul Codd. Great combined play by the midfielders here of Kilkenny, but that's straight at Declan Ruth. One player certainly not letting the side down. Here comes Barry Lambert. How they could do to score. Played inside towards Mitch Jordan. Philly Larkin coming out to meet him. It's Mitch Jordan again. There's a goal chance here, and it's gone out for a 65. The save made by James McGarry. I'm sure the Wexford crowd here in their thousands, felt that that was going to slip in past the goalkeeper and be buried right in the back of the net, but it was a very good save.
Yeah, first real chance that they had of a goal, put a bit of pressure on McGarry and might bring the crowd to life. They're only 2 points down, they're well in the game, but just that they're missing so many scores there is frustrating for them.
They need a couple of points very, very quickly, just to boost the confidence.
And Paul Codd is on the 65. He's well capable of putting this over.
Great support for them. Codd here. That's a good-looking shot, and that's gone over the bar. It's his 8th point in this match. And coming from the 65, he has put just the minimum between the teams. In spite of their very poor shooting in the second half, Wexford very much in the hunt for glory, for that Bob O'Keefe Cup, a beautiful trophy. Joe was under this one. Liam Dunn was there too. Working inside here is John Hoyne. They're going through here. Ling denied. Damien Fitzhenry courageously going down on it. Darragh Ryan coming in next. Great clearance. Whereas Wexford might have had a goal down at the other end just a little while ago, Kilkenny came so very close there, and Derek Ling was in with the goal chance, coming flying through from midfield, taking on Liam Dunn. It was a really good opportunity, but great goalkeeping by Damien Fitzhenry.
Yeah, Jerry, he's kept Wexford in a very good save in the first half as well. Ling is dangerous when he comes through from midfield, and the big thing for Wexford is that Kilkenny aren't getting a goal. If they can keep stopping Kilkenny forwards and scoring a goal, they're right in this game.
Derek Ling very nearly did it that time. He had an excellent partnership during the league with Pat Tennyson. Tennyson's out injured for this particular game. Meanwhile, the attention is for Damien Fitzhenry.
That's Hine cutting through, a good hand pass. Now Ling travels through, maybe overcarries it, takes a tackle or two there, goes right through. Little flick here, but Fitzhenry comes out, covers down the angles, which is a big thing in a goalie.
Well, he really put his head in there where many people wouldn't put their sticks. He's back on his feet. Stephen Bow, the doctor, still attending to him. They just couldn't afford to lose him. They warm up their reserve goalkeeper. This was it again here. What a great block down there by Doc Connor. Andy Comerford lobbing it back in there towards John Hoyne. Steadying himself. Failing to score, however.
There's a good duel there between John Hine and Liam Dunn. Hine is very strong in the air, but Dunn isn't letting him get inside. Dunn is wiry and hard, but he's very effective in the air, Hine. There's a lot of hard grafter. May not score so much, but a hard grafter.
Just one wide for Kilkenny during the second half so far. That's a great catch again by Peter Barry. Then he is fouled.
Just feel at the moment, Jared, that they need to take Larry Murphy out centre forward. Like Peter Barry is catching a high ball, and he mightn't be hitting it, but he's been blocked, he's fouled, and it's as good. It's a free out. And, you know, he's inspiring Kilkenny the way he's catching them.
Billy Larkin. An inviting one in there. That's a great catch. Well, this man is having a blinder. Declan Ruth marshalling that Wexford defence. Comes back towards Henry Shefflin, however, and Henry Shefflin has showed Wexford how it's done. You get just a few chances. They take the vast majority of them, and there are two between them. Henry Shefflin's 4th point in the game. skipping away there from the attentions of Liam Dunn. An awkward enough angle, but he did really well.
Yeah, Jerry, he's very good on both sides, left and right, and it's a fierce advantage.
Appeals by both sides. I think it should be their ball. And Furlong there just questioning that, but it's going to be Philly Larkin who will take this sideline cut. Very close to his own 65-metre line. Invitingly into space. Darragh Ryan going back. Up against Martin Comerford. They work hard for it. Derek Ling, Stephen Graham there saying, give it to me. Lobbing it ahead there. And that has also gone over the bar, and it's Henry Shefflin once again. He's on fire, he's geeing up his colleagues. It's 14 points to 11.
Yeah, Joe, this is brilliant. It's a great pass here from Graham, just a little hand flick. And like again, on his right side this time, beautiful score. He's only got 2 real chances from playing, he scored both of them. And, you know, he's just starting to come into the game.
That's a great catch. Mitch Jordan trying to come back here, comes off the post. Dangers. But Kilkenny battle hard, battle for one another. Not for nothing are they the reigning Leinster champions. Brian McAvoy nipping in here. Colm Keogh partly blocking it. And that is going to be another free, and a free in. The foul on Brian McAvoy. And we've seen how Kilkenny can punish. I think he was caught there by Colm Keogh.
That's right, George. It was a third man tackle as such. Like Keogh didn't want to play the ball at all. He's going to be he'll pay for it here because Henry put this over the bar.
Point number 6 arriving on cue. Great contribution. 15 points to 11. And Tony Dempsey going up to have a word with one of his players. Wants to introduce maybe not one, possibly 2 fresh faces. They certainly need a bit of energising. That's going to be a free in. Paul Codd will be the taker, inevitably. 8 points in the match so far today. Richie Mullally going back there just to mind the goal, but it's a bit too far out to have an attempt for a 3-point score here, and Paul Codd is quite happy just to tap it over. From threes, he's made a major contribution. Still only 3 between them, a game which has not yet produced a goal. Andy Comerford in there to challenge Richie Mullally once again, getting by Rory McCarthy. And here they come again, the Cats. Martin Comerford, Ace put it wide. Credit Declan Ruth for forcing him wide the whole time. He'll know he should have scored. First of all, it was Darragh Ryan here, but watch coming across the very effective Declan Ruth. Andy Comerford lets it drop down. It was Nicky Lambert trying to take it up. Comerford gets it back. The leader of the team. Going by 3 Wexford men. What a great block down by Larry Murphy that time. Great action. Came back out to MJ Furlong. Now it's Andy Comerford once more. Only as far as Paul Codd. Dashing past Richie Mullally. The big cheer from the Wexford contingent. He's put it over the bar. Wexford not finished by any manner of means.
Yeah, Gerard, they're hanging in there.
Still plenty of time to play. Paul Codd coming out here, and this is how he got his 10th point of the day. Larry Murphy has been injured. He made that magnificent block a little while ago. Well, Larry Murphy is about to make way. It's, I think, or is he? Adrian Fenlon could be coming in. Tony Dempsey there with final words of encouragement. Ger Cush there alongside him. Nicky Lambert is going in. He's number 23, but I think I also saw a number 11 held up. If that is the case. Well, Nicky Lambert is in for Wexford for Kilkenny. Let's just have a check as well. Alan Gagan has gone in. Bit of confusion around just a moment. I can see Alan Gagan from Kilkenny getting ready to come into the action, and it is going to be Larry Murphy coming off the Wexford team. Andy Comerford is coming off the Kilkenny side. Alan Gagan is going in. Well, I think I certainly saw the number 11 board going up, which would have indicated Adrian Fenlon coming in for the Wexford team, but he's not in yet anyway.
They might be thinking of it, Ger.
Stephen Graham reaching up for that. 23 minutes into the second half. Still, only 2 points separated these teams. Graham once again, hard challenge inside here towards Henry Shefflin. The shoulder there was by Declan Ruth. And Shefflin strikes for the point. In fact, it's Richie Mulhall who's come up from the back. It's Richie Mulhall who came up from the back, also wearing a green helmet.
That's right, Charlie.
And he's now got 2 points.
The helmets are the same.
He's only had 2 shots at the target as well, so that's excellent work by the number 5, right half back. Meanwhile, this is the new man in, Alan Gagan. Plays for the O'Loughlin Girls Club. Referee has the notebook out again, displeased with that challenge by Derek Ling. Head high, he's saying. So another yellow card will be presented. That's against 4 of the Kilkenny team so far. This is how that came about. Challenge was very, very high up there indeed. It's got to be Paul Cott who will take it. Right in the centre of the field. Lobbing it in there in front of McGarry, and he's put it over the bar. A very successful conversion. There's just been these 2 points separating the teams all the way through this game, it seems.
That's right, Jaron. If Wexford could get a goal, they probably, you know, they could go on to win it, but like Kilkenny just hold up their hand. But Paul Cott is having some game with from freeze and play. He's holding Wexford in it, like, and he's nearly a one-man show at this stage.
Lots of activity in there, as you could see. Nicky Lambert is a big, big man. Good work again here by Declan Ruth. Playing it in there towards Lambert. So you've got 2 Lamberts in the full forward line, but as I say, they're not related. That's MJ Furlong from Club famous club down in Wexford. And it's 16 points to 50.
It's important for Wexford now, Ger, that they just hang on, get the next puck out. Lambert has used his weight in there.
Well, he's giving them a physical presence, and Furlong took the score in style. Wexford fans, I'm sure, watching here, looking on, everywhere and anywhere, will feel what an awful shame we had such a terrible start to the second half. Real pressure here now on Tony Dempsey, but his side doing well. Looked like an election count for him, up and down the sideline. Tension all about the place. Pressure now. Martin Comerford once again causing a bit of consternation and certainly problems for Darragh Ryan.
Yeah, Jerry, he's been very good in there today, Comerford, as he's causing all kinds of trouble. I just have the feeling that Darragh Ryan isn't himself really.
Darragh Ryan has already been kicked, so this will mean a yellow card. Referee had a quick little look at his notebook to see, yes, I did have your name in earlier. So now 2 yellow cards for Wexford players. For this to open up a gap of 2 points once again. Fitzhenry is poised. Henry Shefflin would probably accept the point. Indeed he does. 7 points for Henry Shefflin in the game. 11 points for Paul Cobb, by far and away the top scorers. Sean Dowling is about to make his way in. And Philly Larkin has been taken off. I wonder, had he an injury? Dowling is in. And Philly Larkin being called to the sideline. Well, it's a 20-man game, as they say nowadays. That's touched down there beautifully by NJ Furlong. Got out over the sideline, and there was nothing Mitch Jordan could do about it. We should be in for a great finish here. Well, we mentioned the leading scorers, Codd with 11 from 15 attempts. Shefflin 7 points from 9 attempts. Referee may well opt to throw the ball in here. Rory Jacob is about to come in place of Larry O'Gorman, son of Mick Jacob. This is a very, very highly rated young player. They didn't opt to start him. The man from Alertabala. Can he make a difference?
He knows where the posts are, Joe. If he gets a chance, he'll go for score.
Watch out for him, he's number 30. Rory McCarthy down. Free to Wexford. Once again, they'll call up Paul Codd to take this one. Well, that's the first action by Sean Dowling to concede the free to the Slaney-siders. Can he put just one between them? He's a great free taker.
Yeah, Joe, because that's a good bit out. It's about the best part of 60 yards. He's played a fantastic game.
17-16. Who's going to win this year's Guinness Leinster Hurling Final? And we've another sub coming in here for Kilkenny. Going off is Eddie Brennan. Coming on is Brian Dowling. So now 2 Dowlings playing for their county. Lots of switches and changes at this late stage in the match. Just over 5 minutes of ordinary time to go. The referee decides there's a foul by Liam Dunn. It heats up again. Henry Shefflin was very annoyed indeed. It may well be that it's Martin Comerford who's on the ground. Just getting a bit ugly. Great rivals, but if they could have concentrated for the entire 70 minutes on the hurling. An awful shame if it degenerates at this late stage. Common sense prevails. This was where Martin Comerford got a whack in the back from Liam Dunn. Now, will he be able to continue? He's had some very good moments in this match. Martin Comerford hasn't actually scored. Liam Dunn now is going to get a card for that, but what will it be? What is the colour? It's red, and he's been sent off. So for the second year in a row, there's a sending off in the final. Last year it was John Hoyne. This year, Liam Dunn. 31 minutes into the second half. Wexford down to 14. It was already a very tight match, but this is what happened. Didn't actually see it there. This is Henry Shefflin once again. One between them. Not any longer. It's back to 2. Shefflin keeps on edging the Kilkenny team into a slightly better position. Now, is there a goal in the match? At this late stage, if one were to come, you'd really fancy that team to go on and win it. Great pressure again here. Barry Lambert inside towards his namesake, Nicky Lambert. That's the big fellow inside. Out he comes towards Peter Barry. Presence of mind then to pick out a colleague, and that is Michael Kavanagh. Comerford back on his feet once again. Great catch. Excellent play by Declan Ruth. He really has shored up the centre of that midfield. Helped very well there by Doc O'Connor. Doc is under it again. Good clearance. First time inside there by Mitch Jordan. But inevitably it's Michael Kavanagh, the St. Lochtan's player. Graham trying to make headway. Darren Stamp following him across. And it'll be a sideline ball to the Kilkenny Cats.
The dressing there now to see where Kilkenny play the extra man. They have two in the full back line on the marker, so they'll probably play one loose around the half back line midfield.
Just having a look around here, the only loose man right now is the man who's taking this particular cut. Richie Mullally. Stamp getting up there, but beaten for it. The tenacity here of Stephen Graham. Stamp sticking to his task. Rory McCarthy in next for Wexford. Two between them. 2 minutes on my watch, still to play. Once again, Kilkenny get it forward. Once more, it's Martin Comerford, and it sails all the way in there. Damien Fitzhenry, very decisive. Getting away from Henry Shefflin, and a good clearance downfield. Mitch Jordan, huge one inside. The fans roaring on their favourites. Barry Lambert has managed to see that one go out over the end line. It's a 65, and we've already seen Paul Codd convert one earlier. This was the challenge in here. Lots of pressure, and Noel Hickey, I think, was the last one to touch it out over the end line.
There's pressure here again on Paul Codd, because like he is scoring them all, but everyone you score makes it harder the next one to get. It's a 65, and it's hard to keep them, put them all over.
And of course, Wexford down to 14 players following the dismissal of Liam Dunn just a couple of minutes ago. It's dropped in, and it's dropped over the bar. What a display of shooting by Paul Codd. But will he finish on the winning team?
And it's hard to see him on the losing team after a display like this. This is fantastic shooting, like, and he's taken the game nearly 15 on his own.
3 extra minutes will be played. So right at the death now. Who can win it? That's Paul Codd again. A 2-man inside forward line. Beautifully read. Very good play there by JJ Delaney. Operating back in the corner at this stage. Broken down here by Alan Gagan. Once again, Michael Kavanagh. What a contest. Darragh Ryan showing us the spirit and the determination and the class of last year once again. But it's back up the field, quick as you like. Doc O'Connor's over there waiting for Darragh Ryan to come in. A little block down in it there by Brian Dowling. Looking over his shoulder, Colm Keogh. The minimum between them. 2 minutes or thereabouts still to play. Once again, it's Peter Barry breaking that one out. Sean Dowling driving it downfield. Good turn here by Brian Dowling. And that has gone over the bar. There may not be any goals in the game so far, but that was an absolute beauty by the substitute. It means 2 between them once again. Free downfield. What a contest.
Yeah, they're a very fast puck out there by Damien Fitzhenry.
Kilkenny have made 33 scoring chances. Wexford, the exact same tally. Codd dropping it in short this time, hoping the forwards can sort out at the business end. Nicky Lambert chasing after it, forced further and further away from the goal area. Alan Gagan, the one to hit it last. Lambert has made a difference since coming in there. He has this unsettling effect.
He's a big, strong man, and he's trying to throw his weight around, trying to keep Kilkenny as he can see the ball.
There can only be a minute left now at this stage, and that's a desperate, short sideline cut by Barry Lambert. Back in once again by Declan Ruth. Wexford realising they need a goal. Kilkenny will just want to belt it away downfield, keep the pressure back there. Richie Mullally. Nice ball down. John Hall has lost the stick. Dara Ryan's after him. They can't afford to foul him, won't have any chance at all. And it's going to be a free to Wexford. Nearly 38 minutes played. That's the amount of added time. But remember, in the first half, the referee played about 4 minutes of extra time. We've had our indication. Just a few seconds to go. Referee has looked at his watch. Damien Fitzhenry can't afford to hang around. Wexford will have to go for a goal. Kilkenny leading by 2. It's a huge one. Down towards Lambert, bounces off his hands. The referee's whistle has sounded, and Kilkenny are still the Leinster champions. Quite a contest. Second week in a row that we really have enjoyed some marvellous fare. A much improved Wexford performance from last year, but there was always just a couple of points between the teams for a long, long while. It is Kilkenny who will win once again the Bob O'Keefe Cup. Tony Dempsey's team did him proud, but it's going to be Wexford in the qualifiers against Clare. As we go down with the final score of 19 points to 17, let's go to the sideline once again and join Jim Carney.
Andy coming for Kilkenny captain. First of all, congratulations to you.
Jim, yeah. Rip-roaring game there, was in the balance for the last few minutes. We're delighted to get out with the win anyway.
Has to be the ambition of any Kilkenny hurler to captain their county to win a Leinster.
It's great, great to win it on, especially Wexford, a bit of rivals. But sure, we got through, scraped through, we'll have to improve for the next day now.
Massive scoring, Andy, 19 points to 17. That's what it took to win it.
Pitch is after making a fierce difference. You see there, the pitch is massive at the moment, you know, and it's for a high-scoring game there. It was absolutely brilliant to win it.
Now, forwards often get the publicity and the praise, and midfielders too, Andy, but I mean, look at guys like Noel Hickey today.
Noel Hickey was outstanding, absolutely brilliant. I said to him before the game he was the best full-back in the country, and I think he proved it there today.
Yeah, and other fellas around him as well. I mean, Wexford fought, Andy, they really fought.
Well, Wexford, were on after beating us in under 21 there, and we knew we were going to have a battle today, and thankfully we scraped through. So we'll have to improve the next day.
Congratulations, Andy, and thanks.
So there is the scene. A very, very happy Kilkenny squad waiting to receive their trophy, and they've done this man proud. Brian Cody congratulating his players at the end of all of that. It was a mighty battle. It heated up on occasions. Wexford had 2 players with yellow cards and 1 man sent off, of course, Liam Dunn, and a total of 4 bookings in all for Kilkenny. Presentation about to be made. Nicky Brennan, the chairman.
I want to welcome you to Croke Park on this very special day for the Leinster Council, our senior hurling final. And I want to pay tribute to both teams for a fantastic game of hurling. Leinster hurling is alive and well after today, and thanks to both teams for a fitting occasion. I want to thank the competition sponsors, Guinness Ireland, and with me on the podium is Michael Whelan. I want to thank them for their support and their imaginative marketing of our hurling championship. I want to thank both teams for a great game. Hard luck to Wexford. It was their game, I thought, at one stage, but credit to Kilkenny for coming back and holding out in the end. I want to thank Ger Harrington and his officials for a job well done. And today is a very special day also. We had our first hurling games on this magnificent field. and I want to congratulate the workmanship and all involved in making this field here the greatest field in the world for playing any games. And it is a tribute to our hurlers that they put on such a show here today in both the senior and minor games. Marshin, Tána Hasoram, on Kern, Lockyer captain Kilkenny, Andy Comerford.
A very proud moment indeed for the Leinster chairman, himself an ex-Kilkenny player, giving the cup to Andy Comerford. What a magnificent trophy the Bob O'Keefe Cup is. Kilkenny are champions of Leinster, and there's a happy man.
Well, we might just pick up a little bit of Andy's speech there before we come back to studio for our analysis. The Kilkenny captain still talking.
On behalf of the Kilkenny senior hurling team, many people have to be thanked for this great victory here today. We started off at the beginning of the year, the Leinster was our main aim, and we want to thank the backroom staff, our manager, selectors, trainer and medical team. But most of all, I want to thank the players. Everyone involved, fair play to you, put in a savage commitment since last November, and you're the guys that got us here today. Fair play to the players. Finally, hard luck to Wexford. They put the battle up to us today, which they always do. They're a gallant team and they had a victory in the under-21, and they came close to it today. Their day will come in the not too distant future. And I just want to give 3 cheers to the Wexford senior hurling team and wish them the best of luck in the coming campaign. Hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip! Thank you very much.
Yes, they were all there for that presentation today, weren't they? The Taoiseach, Bertie Ahern, Liam Lawler you saw there as well. A fine bit of a hurler actually in his own day. But it's Kilkenny with the trophy once again, Michael Duignan. Yeah, 5 years in a row now. It's becoming a bit of a habit in Leinster, but it was really put up to them today by Wexford. At the end of the day, you know, they threw it away a little bit. The start of the second half, they had 4 or 5 terrible wides. Young Barry Lambert in the corner, lovely hurler, you know, nice and nippy onto the ball. He hit 3 wides in a row, and it knocked the stuffing out of him. Scored 13 points from Paul Codd, and to lose the Leinster final, you'd feel so sorry for him. But you only scored 6 points from playing the game, which won't win you any championship match. As well as that, Gerlach, now they're a point down, and then Liam Dunn gets himself sent off, and apart from that, gives away the free that puts Kilkenny 2 up and takes the pressure off them again.
Well, that's the whole thing about Wexford. You compare Wexford to Waterford last Sunday. Now, the big difference was the belief that Waterford had last Sunday. Wexford showed a lack of belief from the very start, especially in the second half. And that's reflected on wides that should have gone over the bar and indiscipline. And indiscipline, again, has cost Wexford today. A wild pull by Liam Dunn, man sent off, ball over the bar, when every score was absolutely vital. It was that thing that held Wexford back today. And actually, after that, when Liam Dunn was sent off, it's only then Wexford, they had nothing to lose, they cut into it, and there's the blow again. Now, there is no excuse for a pull like that. Lucky enough, it was low, it was on his shoulder, it wasn't higher up on his head. But it's what that reflects. It reflects a wildness and indiscipline, and you can't have that if you want to win. And the thing about that is, once he went off, Wexford lost their inhibitions, they cut loose, and they played really, really well. But unlucky even at the end, not to draw level. Except Brian Downey came on, just as he did in the league final, and ball over the bar from the sideline. Kilkenny 2 points ahead, and then they had to depend on a goal, game over.
They certainly weren't firing on all cylinders today, but they did enough, Michael Duignan, when Henry Sheffield in the second half came into it a little bit more and scored a couple of points that I suppose helped. Well, it helped a lot because he was actually scoring, what, in the final analysis, 8 points during the game.
Yeah, he scored 2 nice points in play, but you'd have to give Declan Root credit.
Sure.
An outstanding game centre-back for Wexford. And the Wexford backs generally were on top as well, but Kilkenny still managed, as we were kind of saying before the game, to score 12 points in play. You know, we're able to pick up a point here and there whenever they need.
This is one of Shefflin's points coming up.
Yeah, this is a great work by Stephen Graham out in the wing, and Shefflin is so economical. Just before that, he scored a great point over on the far side, and that's what he does. He drifts from side to side.
He wasn't getting too many chances of those today, but when he did, he took them well.
Well, that's it. You see, that's the difference. You know, just a quick look up and over the bar, and he did the same over the far side of the field just before that. But they had more range in their forwards. They scored 12 points. Brian McAvoy scored 4. Went out of the game a little bit in the second half, but you know, they had lads able to pick off a few points, whereas Wexford struggled for every score, and only for Paul Codd.
He had some games today, didn't he?
A brilliant game.
Paul Codd was absolutely fantastic. Points, especially the frees under pressure. You know, the last 70 there to bring him within a point. Yeah. He did everything actually right. But Michael, when you think that Philly Larkin, Andy Comerford, Eddie Brennan, Charlie Carter were all taken off, and Henry Shefflin had his worst game apart from a 5-minute spell, and Kilkenny still won.
Yeah.
Now, that reflects on how Wexford played. That shows the chance they had today if they just had that self-belief to push on and win it. And it would have done a marvellous thing for hurling. Waterford winning last Sunday, if Wexford had won today. Yeah. They came near it, but they have a week to recover now for the game against Clare, and that's going to be a really hard game for them. All is not lost for them. They still have a huge chance.
In actual fact, James McGarry brought off one save early in the second half, Michael Dignan, that had it been a goal, could have made a lot of difference. I mean, apart from that, they got a point from the 65, but apart from that, a goal is always a rabble-rouser for a team.
Absolutely. You know, it wasn't really going to be Wexford's day. You know, nothing was going right for them. And, you know, as Ger said, they're back in the championship next Saturday, or next Sunday, actually, against Clare. And really, the championship, I think, only starts now. You know, you have all knockout matches from now on, and I think that's what people are looking for. Here's a
look at McGarry's save here.
Here's the ball at the top. Mitch Jordan does everything well. A great flick inside Philly Larkin. And in fairness to him,
a couple of men inside him, though.
He had, but in fairness, he did the right thing. You know, watch little touch here, lovely touch inside, made the room for himself, and a good low shot. You know, like probably should have put it away, but a good save from James McGarry. You know, if that had gone in, that's what they needed. And
give him credit to that. Also credit to Damien Fitzhenry. Another good save in the second half. He had a good one in the first half.
Yeah, Damien Fitzhenry, I think, is the best goalkeeper that I've seen over the last 10 or 12 years, and he's incredibly brave. And here comes Derek Lyng, great run down.
Just kind of lost control.
Just lost control, but Damien Fitzhenry went down on the ball. You know, and as you know, not many lads would go down in that, and he went down a great save. And Ryan Cooley picked it up in the square, very cool man under pressure. So
I'd be diving as well, but I'd be diving out of the way, I think, at that stage.
Well, actually, Derek Lyng had a great game. He held Kilkenny at midfield because Andy Comerford had a nightmare there. And he's the real find of the Kilkenny from last year. He's he's like a Frank Cummins type player, very mobile, great striker. I think he got 2 points in play. He got a point and maybe 2 points in play. He had a terrific game for Kilkenny, and he was the unsung heroes of Kilkenny. They were the ones who held them today, their full back line especially. They were absolutely marvellous. And even though their stars did not shine, it's a brilliant sign of a team when you win on the day that your big men don't play. So Kilkenny, real danger. They're in the semi-final. They will improve from that. It's actually the best way to get to the semi-final by playing badly. They know they have a lot of work to do. They will do that and maybe bring a few changes for the next day. But Wexford all is not lost for them either.
No, well, let's not write off Charlie Carter by any means now, but it was a defining moment today. A player who was probably man of the match in this game last year, taken off.
Yeah, but you know, he's had a difficult year. He didn't play a lot during the league, and you know, came on against Offaly and was very fired up and got his few points. And maybe that might be a role from the future. You wouldn't know. He came on and scored 4 points in 20 minutes. Charlie would be very disappointed. In fairness to him, he didn't get a lot of ball. You know, not a lot of ball came his way, but the Wexford backs were all on top of their men in the first half. In the second half, to create it, give away a few more chances. But you know, the question mark's still going to be hanging. Do they need DJ before the year is out? You know? And
sure.
he said in the paper yesterday that if they came back and looked for him, he wouldn't rule it out 100%. I think for any county to win All Ireland now, it's so competitive. You need all your players. And you need, I think Kilkenny need DJ Carey.
They'll be looking for him after today, you can bet on that.
They're well, on that performance, they will. One last word, Gerlach Nan. It is Clare against Wexford in the qualifiers, we said earlier on. We remembered what Wexford did in the qualifiers last year.
No doubt about it. I mean, Clare are really up against it again, against Wexford on Sunday week, because Wexford will see that if they just had torn into the game a lot harder than they did, they would have won the game against Kilkenny today. Tony Dempsey will get them in and he'll drive home that message to them. You didn't do yourselves justice on Sunday. You have 7 days now. There's only a week to go now when you can really, really do yourself justice. And if they can get Adrian Fenlon back, you know, I think maybe it's the last time we've seen Larry O'Gorman, Larry Murphy, who made massive contribution to Wexford. But if they get that centre of the attacking line, centre forward and full forward, they'll be really, really dangerous because they have brilliant defenders and they have lively forwards. And maybe today's experience for Barry Lambert and fellas like those, maybe next Sunday the balls will go over the bar that went wide today.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much for that. OK, we almost are out of time here on the programme. Just a couple of things to wrap up before we go and tell you about our
players realised it as well, and I think Wexford came with a great confidence today, and that showed in their play. And you know, they have to go play Clare next weekend, and that's tough on them because that's going to take a hell of a lot out of them today.
You have some wonderful young players out there. To me, lads like David O'Connor, who was sensational out there today.
Yes, and he played with a very badly damaged finger, and we had unbelievable injuries before the game. Larry O'Gorman has been carrying an injury. Larry Murphy, I mean, I'm not the kind of manager who would exaggerate. Of course, it seems now that we might have to play next Sunday. I don't know, can anything be done about that or not? The fixtures, the games administration say they're afraid of a clutter of fixtures later on. But if Wexford and Kilkenny had drawn today, I'm sure they'd have had some solution. And I don't think it serves hurling well that we haven't, you know, a fortnight to recover. That match was fixed. I don't know why it was refixed. Maybe someday somebody will tell me.
It was very tough all the way through, you know. Wexford really put it up to us, and you couldn't take a rest any minute at all. You know, we just had to keep fighting until we heard the whistle. You know, so I was delighted to hear it because it was tough out there. You know, so it was great to get over it and beat them. So.
Well, indeed, there wasn't much in it all through, but Kilkenny seemed to be always that one step ahead of their opponents. I think the other counties in Leinster will have to steal the Bob O'Keefe Cup if they intend to see it during the year. Just briefly, gentlemen, not at all Gerlach now to take away from Kilkenny's win today, which was deserved, but the point that Tony Dempsey was making there, they have to go out now again next Sunday. Something slightly wrong with that system.
Very, very difficult to go out next Sunday. It's very, very soon. 6 days, 7 days to recover. They're going to be missing Liam Dunn because he was sent off. They had 3 or 4 other injuries come into the game today, so they have no time to recover whatsoever. The only thing is, they played really well today. Yeah. Their finish just let them down. Yeah. So, if he takes them in during the week and said, you were so close to beating Kilkenny, one of the best teams in the country, one of the favourites for the All-Ireland, just raise the game a notch after that, and Clare will find it very hard to beat you.
They will, and they look too, Pete Finnerty, at some of the wides that they have during today's game. In a game of a close finish, a few points in it, like every little thing counts, doesn't it?
Yeah, Kilkenny were there for the taking the day, really, but Wexford people are wondering what didn't we do to beat them, and this is really what they didn't do. They didn't finish the great opportunities that they created throughout the game. Here we see Furlong, he made a great run, went all the way, and then harmlessly hit the ball wide. That's a 70-yard clearance. We see here another opportunity. We're not picking on anyone in particular because everybody was guilty of it. Yeah. But Barry Lambert there, those are 2 balls that you have to put over the bar when you're playing Kilkenny in a Leinster final. And when Kilkenny have 4 or 5 players, quality players not playing well, had to replace them. They didn't allow Kilkenny to score a goal, which is the big fear. But you have to take your chances. And with 10 minutes in the first half played, Wexford should have been 4 or 5 points ahead of Kilkenny at that stage. And had they been, they would have the confidence to go on and maybe even do what Waterford did last week. But they didn't. Their fringe players didn't play as well as Waterford's fringe players played last week. They relied too much on Paul Codd for all the scores.
Yeah, because the thing about it is, Ger, I mean, OK, we might talk about the fact that some of the Kilkenny players didn't well, but I mean, the first half, Brian McAvoy was scoring points for fun. And the second half, Henry Shefflin, we saw there, a couple of lovely little points in play, kind of just were the right scores at the right time for Kilkenny.
Well, one of the best players on the field today was Declan Ruth for Wexford, the centre-back. He was absolutely fantastic. Cleaned everything here, he's here coming out. But Henry Shefflin was on him. You could say he was cleaned out of it, but he scored 2 points. Now, this is a lesson for every forward. He didn't run with any ball. Yeah. When he got it, he just bang, put it over the bar. Here's a pass from Stephen Graham, fast. And just where he's standing, one look, ball has gone over the bar. Now, that's the difference. Yeah. Wexford, when they got the ball, they ran with it, they were hooked, or they tried to hit it on the run. When he got his 2 chances, he put them over the bar. The other 2 balls he got in the game, he laid them off for 2 great points for Brian McAvoy. So you could say he had a very poor game. But he scored 2 points. Yeah. He made 2 others. That's 4 points. They won by 2 on a day that he was cleaned out.
That's not a bad poor game.
Exactly.
Another factor, of course, in this game was the sending off of Liam Dunn.
Well, I mean, the sending off of Liam Dunn was the factor of the game. 6 minutes left in the game. 1 point between the 2 teams, and Liam Dunn does something absolutely ridiculous here. Now, it's an awful pull. It's an awful pull from behind, and if it was a once-off for Liam, you'd say something. But this is one thing. He's a brilliant player, the nicest fellow you can meet off the field, but his career has been blighted by strokes like that. When he attacks the ball, he doesn't go to bat it. He flakes at it. Yeah. And unless he makes contact with the ball, he's going to hit somebody. And he has been sent off maybe 3 or 4 times in his career for that same tackle. It's inexcusable. And I suppose you could say it cost Wexford the game today. There was a point from the free afterwards that put him 2 points ahead. But for Liam himself, it's absolutely terrible. He'll miss the next day. He could miss the whole season, and his career could be over. And it would be terrible for a brilliant player and a nice lad to end his career like that.
Well, now, in relation to our emails, we've also, gentlemen, received a large number of complaints concerning the amount of injury time that the referee, Joe Harrington from Cork, played at the end of the first half in this afternoon's Leinster Senior Hurling final. Well, now, we've done our own little bit of research on this, and we found that there was, in actual fact, some considerable additional time played at the end of that first half. Now, with less than a minute remaining, the assistant referee signals a minute of injury time to be played. However, an amazing 4 minutes later, the first half was still in progress. The referee finally blew for half-time 4 minutes and 25 seconds later, which you'll be able to see clearly on our match clock at the top left-hand corner of your screen. Now, it should also be pointed out, I think, Finnerty, that Kilkenny scored 2 points in that period of play and might have got another one.
May have got another one if Henry Shefflin tapped that over the bar, and that would be 3 points, and that's a huge difference. And sometimes the player looks out and he sees a board and it says 1 point, and he says, in a minute I'm in the dressing room. And psychologically you just switch off a little bit and you're not as focused as you have been all day. It's at the referee's discretion, of course. It'd be interesting to go back through the tape and see what injury time there was allowed and things like that. But it did have an effect on the game, because at the end of the day, Kilkenny only won by 2 points.
Yeah, OK. Well, next here on the Sunday game, we're going to come to our man of the match selection from that game. Old Hickey or Brian McAvoy from Kilkenny. However, it was you that voted, and this is the way that the voting went. Paul Codd and Henry Shefflin were the two who got most of the votes, and then when it came down to a choice of one, well, this player ended up out in front. Paul Codd of Wexford. Well, in truth, there really wasn't much argument about it this afternoon. His displays from frees alone was an exhibition, and if Wexford... But is everything all right with the state of hurling? Well, many think not, and Marty Morrissey has been talking to them.
Last Sunday, Waterford won the Munster Championship for the first time.